Hi team, I hope you're all well. It is Monday morning. It's very early on Monday morning, a lot earlier than I'm used to. It's 8:45 in the morning and we're starting a new weekly reading vlog. Ironically enough, I haven't finished my last one. So I need to finish my poly vlog and then we can dive back into this one. I have already started a book for this reading vlog, and this week's reading vlog is going to be a spooky reading vlog. It's not going to be like horrifically spooky, it's just going to be generally spooky. But I want to get through the spooky books that came up on my Bookathon TBR, and I have 3 of them, so I thought I might as well do a spooky reading vlog. And it turns out that autumn has well and truly just dropped into place this week. After a very warm week last week, it's just dropped right into place. It's raining, it's dull, it's very cloudy. I've got all the fairy lights on in my house I can possibly find. So yeah, this is perfect spooky season. So the books that I'm planning on reading are The Strange Case of the Alchemist Daughter by Theodora Goss. I can't remember what prompt this was on the Bookathon board, but this has many reasons for being on my TBR this month. First of all, it is my buddy read pick for Patreon for the months of September and October, and also my Squad 312 tier, my top tier, chose this book for me to read for this month. They get to choose a book for me every month on my TBR, and this is the one that they picked for me this year. So it's very lucky this month. So it's very lucky that this has ended up being my buddy read pick for the months of September and October. So I have already started this. As you can see, I am 106 pages in and I'm enjoying it so far. I didn't think I was gonna. When it first started off, I didn't think it was gonna. It's kind of written in because of when this is meant to be. Oh, it came up for the history prompt, I remember now. Because this is historical fiction, I didn't think I was going to get on with it. I'm not a huge fan of historical fiction. I don't like how, you know, people like, not necessarily used to talk, just the language back then. So I didn't think I was going to like this, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm listening to the audiobook, which I would recommend. I really enjoy. So this is told from Mary Jekyll's perspective, who is Edward Jekyll's daughter. So, you know, from Jekyll and Hyde. And it's told from her perspective, but written by her friend Catherine. So her friend Catherine is writing a book about Mary's life. And every now and then you will get interrupted by Mary or Catherine or one of the other several characters that are in here so far. And I'm really enjoying it. She will like interrupt and say things like, that's not what I said, or I didn't dream that night, or something like that. And Catherine's like, yes, but I'm giving the book atmosphere, I'm giving it some effect, etc, etc. And it's just really funny the way that they interrupt their own storytelling. I'm really enjoying it. It can throw you off. It did take some getting used to, but I'm really enjoying it so far. So I would recommend the audiobook for this one. And as I've just mentioned, this is about Mary Jekyll, who essentially is trying to find Hyde, who is her father's killer, and she enlists the help of several different people. We've come across Sherlock and Watson so far, but we're going to come across a couple of other women as well, Beatrice Rappaccini, Catherine Monroe, and Justine Frankenstein. And we also have Diana in here as well, who is Edward Hyde's daughter. Oh, it's Edward Hyde. What's Jekyll's name then? I don't know what Jekyll's first name is. I can't fucking remember. Anyway, you get the gist. So I'm really enjoying this so far, having a good time. Probably going to add the following several books in this series. I don't know how many books there are in this series so far. I think it's a trilogy, to my wish list, because I'm having a great time with it. So that's the first book that I'm reading. The next book that I'm going to be reading is The Screaming Staircase by Jonathan Stroud, which is the first in the Lockwood & Co series. This is for middle grade monthly, and I picked this one up for monsters. I believe that this is about ghosts. So the dead are back to haunt the living, evil spirits crowd the streets after dark. Are you in danger of being ghost touched? This is following a handful of people. Anthony Lockwood, his loyal book-loving deputy George Cubbins, and their newest agent Lucy Carlyle, and they are psychic investigations agents for Lockwood and Co. And they've got missions and etc. And I'm looking forward to this. This is a chunky one, but I do have the audiobook from my library, so I'm looking forward to picking this one up. And I've heard great things so far as well. And then my third book was for the spooky prompt, and I was going to be picking up The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas. But if you saw my second TBR for September, I will link it up here if you haven't seen it yet, but if you saw my TBR for it, I did read this out, the synopsis of this, to let you guys know what it was about. Turns out that Jake is a psychic medium, and he can talk to ghosts, and there is a shooting at his school. One of the boys that survived the shooting then gets killed, and the shooter comes to haunt Jake and is stalking him. Now, if you've been here for a while, you will know that stalking is a trigger for me, a really big trigger. And I was just going to plow ahead anyway, because this is a small book, so I'm not sure how much stalking there can possibly be in here, and it's by a ghost, not a person, so I don't know how much it will affect me. However, with last week being quite difficult for me as far as my depression and anxiety were concerned, I don't want to trigger another episode. So I'm just gonna, for the sake of my own mental health, I am actually gonna swap this out for another book, because I just don't know how well this is gonna end, and I really don't want to trigger another episode. So I'm gonna pick up a different book instead, that I've been wanting to read for a while, and it is Dead Voices by Catherine Arden. This is the next one in the Small Spaces series, which is a middle grade horror. And I've really enjoyed that first one, so I'm looking forward to picking this one up. We are following the same characters from the first one, so it is a direct second series, but it's like following them in a different setting entirely, if that makes sense. So this is following Ollie, Coco, Brian. Having survived the sinister scarecrows and smiling man in Small Spaces, newly minted best friends Ollie, Coco and Brian are ready for a relaxing winter break skiing with their parents at Mount Hemlock Resort. But when a snowstorm sets in, causing the power to flicker out and the cold to creep closer and closer, the trio begins to see and hear chilling, spooky things. Their fun-filled trip is quickly turning into another terrifying encounter with another dimension, and when a mysterious ghost hunter conveniently arrives in the midst of the storm, offering his services, Ollie's watch, which saved them from the smiling man before, has a new cautionary message: beware. In this haunting follow-up to Small Spaces, Ollie, Coco and Brian must rely on their friendship and sharp minds if they want to survive their next harrowing adventure. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It's not very long, which counteracts the longness of this one. And to be fair, this one is a reasonable size as well. So yeah, these are the 3 books that I'm planning on reading this week, and I'm really looking forward to them. This week's vlog, I'm not sure if it's going to run into Sunday or not, but it's definitely going to go up to Friday. On Saturday, it is G's 24-hour readathon for the Magical Readathon. So I am going to be jumping onto some different books for that, because apparently I have no chill, and I'm reading off my TBR for that. So that's fine. But yeah, these are the books that we're going to be reading this week. If I get through them all by Friday, awesome. If I don't, this will run into Sunday a little bit as well, but we'll just cut out Saturday, which is fine. So this is my plan. I obviously want to finish The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter first, because that's what I've read so far. So that's my plan. I am going to go. I am currently today filming another video, which is my spend the day with me doing my to-do list video, struggles to-do list video. So I'm gonna go and make a start on that, and I will check back in with you, and I've got an update for you later.
The next day.
Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, and I wanted to come on and give you an update because I have finished The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. I really enjoyed this. This was so good. I really enjoyed the characters in here. I think one of my favorites is Diana. She's a brat, but she's really funny. The way she just constantly has something to say is fantastic. I loved the way that the characters in here as well, Catherine, Justine, Beatrice, Mary, Diana, they all interrupted the story, even Mrs. Poole. So they were constantly interrupting the story. I love the different variety of people we got in here as well, including Sherlock and Watson. So yeah, I just had such a good time with this. It was very, very well done. Loved the writing style, very intrigued to pick up the next one in the series as well and continue on with these characters. So this is following Mary Jackal, who is Dr. Jackal's daughter, and she's trying to investigate the murder of her father. Apparently Hyde has killed her dad, and whilst investigating this, she comes across Diana Hyde, who is Hyde's daughter. She ends up taking her in, and then she comes across other people throughout this as well. So she meets Dr. Watson and Sherlock Holmes, who help her with the investigation. She also comes across the last names I can't remember, Beatrice Rappaccini, Catherine Monroe and Justine Frankenstein. So she comes across all these, you know, daughters of monstrous men, essentially, that did, you know, dodgy shit back in the day, and they are investigating these things that have happened, and it's really, really good. I had a great time with it. It's so interesting. Just really had a good time. I first heard about this book through Meg from Meg with Books, so I'm glad that I my interest was piqued with this one, because it was really, really good, and I gave this 4 stars. It was fantastic. So looking forward to continuing on with this series. So continuing on with this vlog, I am going to be picking up Dead Voices by Catherine Arden, and it's not that long, and I have the audiobook from my library, so I'm hoping that I might be able to smash this out now and get through this one now. Hopefully. I am going out later on this evening, but it's currently 10 to 2, so I do have a couple hours before I need to start getting ready. But yeah, I'm hoping to smash this one out, so I'm gonna jump into this one. I'm excited about this one. Jade said that she found this one more creepy than Small Spaces, but after saying that, when she read these, I think she read them back to back, and she read Small Spaces like, well, not back to back, but in the same vlog. I'm fairly certain she did anyway. She read Small Spaces like daft o'clock in the morning, like 6 AM or something, as the sun was coming up, but she read this one in the dead of night. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's go.
Listening Library presents Dead Voices.
Wicked deep. The Diviners, maybe, yeah. Only Good Indians. You tried refreshing, Harry, but also keeps erroring. I don't know if you can hear me. And the Furies. Yeah. Anywho, on that note, let me get my time started.
The next day.
Hello. It's currently Wednesday, and it's Wednesday evening, 20 past 10, and I'm watching Becca's Patreon sprints. So I have been reading. I went out last night and I've been pretty rough all day. So I've been reading this evening since kind of coming out of my hangover stage, and I have just finished Dead Voices by Catherine Arden. I really enjoyed this. This was really good. We were following the 3 main characters from the first book, which is Small Spaces, Ollie, Brian and Coco. And in this one, they go away on holiday with Ollie's dad and Coco's mum. They go to a ski resort, but they end up snowed in, and strange goings on start happening, and this guy turns up who claims that he is a ghost hunter. However, things are not as they seem, and these 3 end up in a bit of bother again. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Very atmospheric. I gave this one 4 stars. It was great. So yeah, do recommend this series. I'm having a great time with it, to be honest, and I really want to read the next one, Dark Waters, but it's only out in hardback and it's hard to get your hands on, so I don't know when I'm going to get to that, at what point I'll get to it. But yeah, 4 stars for this one. And I did start Lockwood & Co. The Screaming Staircase a little bit as well, because we had a double roll earlier, so I managed to get to page 31 of this one, and so far so good. It's gone straight in with the atmospheric, eerie, ghosty side of things, and yeah, we're not messing about basically. So far so good, having a good time. So I'm going to be carrying on with this one. This is going to be my next read, so hopefully it won't take me too long to get through, but it is a bit chunkier than, well, it's a lot chunkier than Dead Voices. But yeah, looking forward to continuing on with the spooky side of things, and this is what I'm picking up next. I'm hoping that Becca does at least like one more sprint, and then I will go up to bed, I think, because I'm very tired still, even though I did have a nap this afternoon. But yeah, just thought I would come in and give you an update on Dead Voices and let you know where I'm up to with Screaming Staircase. So I'm gonna go because there's only a minute and 15 seconds left of this sprint, so I will check back in with you when I've got another update for you.
It's Monday.
Hello, it's been a hot minute since I last updated you with this vlog. It is now Monday the 20th, and I've done an entire 48-hour reading vlog since I last spoke to you. So we're gonna wrap this vlog up. This was a spooky-ish reading vlog in which I read 3 semi-spooky books. I had a really good time reading these, and yeah, all of these came out of 4 stars as well, so a 4-star reading vlog essentially. So the first one I read was The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the characters, I enjoyed the storytelling in this, the writing style, everything about it. I'm really looking forward to continuing on with this series and finding out more about these characters and following them more on their adventures. But yeah, 4 stars for this one. Would highly recommend. The audiobook is fantastic, definitely one to listen to on audio. Then I read Dead Voices by Catherine Arden, which is a middle grade horror. I really enjoyed this one, enjoyed being back with these characters. This was spooky. Depending on what you find spooky in yourself will depend on whether or not you found this one spookier or the first one, which is Small Spaces. I found the first one spookier because I don't like scarecrows, which is like the spooky element in that book. This one is ghosts. I mean, I'm not a fan of ghosts, but yeah, scarecrows scare me more than ghosts do. So yeah, but I know that Jade found this one creepier than the first one, so it's all relative, but I really enjoyed this one. Middle grade horror, 4 stars, would recommend. And then I have just now finished The Screaming Staircase, the first one in the Lockwood & Co series. This is following Anthony Lockwood, Lucy Carlyle and George Cubbins, who are the employees of Lockwood & Co. I haven't fully figured out their age range yet. I'm not sure how old they are, but there are no adults that work at this company. It's literally just these 3, and essentially we do get some backstory from Lucy to find out how she ended up where she is, but these 3 work together to try and they are agents investigating ghostly criminal cases, and there's like one main ghostly criminal case that they're investigating. Well, it's 2, but it all comes together in the end, as a criminal case always does. But I really enjoyed this. I like the characters in here. I think it was very atmospheric. I was intrigued to carry on with it and keep picking it up. I had a really good time with it. I do think maybe it was a little bit too long, but I get why it was so long. There was a backstory in here of Lucy to explain how she ended up where she did and all the rest of it. Sorry, I'm struggling with a cold right now, and my nose is like, we want to sneeze, but the rest of me is like, no, we don't. So now my eye is leaking. But yeah, overall really enjoyed this. Wouldn't mind carrying on with this series. I've got to be honest, I don't know when I'll get a chance to pick the rest of them up. I don't know how many there are, but I would like to continue on with this series. I had a good time, and like I say, I gave this a 4 stars as well. So yeah, overall really good reading week. Well, longer than a week, but you know what I mean. And I had a good time reading all 3 of these books. Generally spooky, would recommend. Obviously 2 with ghosts in, and the other one with other types of monsters, if you like. But overall, really enjoyed these. Would highly recommend. go pick them up. 4 stars for every single one of them. And I hope you have enjoyed this reading vlog. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read anything spooky recently, or if you've read any of these, or if you have something spooky coming up on your TBR. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you don't want to chat to me but you want to let me know that you are here, drop me a ghost emoji, because ghosties and spookiness. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.